We are going to talk about the EB-2 National Interest Waiver Visa. This is one of the most important visas because throughout this visa, you can get the legal permanent resident status here. Actually, you can come here with your wife, with your husband, or your kids younger than 21 years old. Don't move from there because we are going to talk about this important opportunity for you, but especially is going to be for commercial pilots. Okay. As I mentioned before, this is the second classification of the employment-based visas. We are going to talk about these important aspects that you have to keep in mind in order for you to have an effective case. But always it's very important to know that this is not a legal advice, this is a general information, and in order to know if you may qualify for this type of visa, I recommend you to have a consultation with the lawyer. If you want, we can offer you that consultation. It has cost, but you can contact us through our WhatsApp, and you can schedule a consultation with us in order for you to know if you can apply for this visa. Aviation's pilot shortage. This is one of the arguments that many people they have for this application. The aviation industry is coming back after the COVID-19, and now unfortunately with the war. Actually, we pray for Ukraine and for its people. Airlines are trying to improve all difficulties with an effort to attract talent and encourage more people to become pilots because, there is a shortage based on different factors that we have mentioned before, like COVID-19, or many people, they have retired at early ages. And after decades of low pay, for example, intense training and furloughs, as I mentioned before, pilots are being given an opportunity to shape their own career path while getting paid more. So this is a great opportunity for you. Many people, they ask us throughout the consultations that, do I need a bachelor degree? So later on, we are going to let you know that yes, it's very important to have the bachelor's degree. However, it is not a mandatory requirement. United Airlines similarly prefers but doesn't require a bachelor's degree in general. For its pilots, applicants, and American Airlines doesn't list any preference or requirement for having a degree. Independent flight schools, for example, allow pilots to earn their required licenses and ratings without the additional cost of a college education. As you know, however, a bachelor's degree is going to enhance, to improve your petition because you have a better argument or better satisfaction of the basic elements. So therefore, typically may need a bachelor's degree, an experienced and commercial pilot or military pilot, for example. Commercial pilots typically need a flight training, and some employers may require or prefer them to have a degree. Airline and commercial pilots also must have specific certifications, like, for example, Federal Aviation Administration or FAA. So this is one of the most important certifications that you have to supply, that you have to bring to the case. And now, before we pass to this one, the educational requirements, as I mentioned before, you can find this elements or this evidence throughout your certifications with the FAA, as I mentioned before, or some college or universities offer pilot trainings as part of the 2 or 4 year aviation degree. This is another option that you have apart from the bachelor's degree, for example. As I mentioned before, the bachelor's degree is better than these certifications, or together are, is better evidence for that. However, many people, they don't have bachelor's degree, and you can try accordingly to your profile and also depending on the evidence that you have to. So now, this is a question that many people, they ask us during the consultations too. I'm an airline pilot. Can I qualify for a green card based on the EB-2 National Interest Waiver Visa? So the general answer is yes. Many pilots can certainly qualify for this type of visa, especially for the national interest waiver visa, which is an exemption that you have if you may satisfy that you have those exceptional abilities plus the advanced degree, which is a master's degree, or maybe you can have a PhD degree. This will depend on the pilot's specialized skills or knowledge and what you propose to do in the United States. Later on, we are going to talk about the national importance. As a threshold matter, pilots have to prove that you possess an advanced degree, like I mentioned before, master degree or above of that, or prove exceptional abilities based on your experience, based on the many years that you have been in this field, and also it depends maybe also of your certifications or your fly hours. As also as a pilot, you must demonstrate that your proposal endeavor is for national importance. That's one of the main aspects that we are going to talk about it. EB-2 for national interest waiver for pilots. Second aspect that you have to keep in mind, as mentioned before, whether a pilot presents a good national interest waiver claim will depend on his or her proposal endeavor. This is a substantial element of every national interest waiver petition, and it usually takes the form of a detailed statement or business plan. This is one of the elements that you have to bring into this type of cases, which lays out the specific skills or knowledge the pilot has and what the pilot proposes to do in the United States that will have national importance. So that's very important to know. National importance for pilots. By national importance, USCIS, which is the federal agency that is going to study your case and is going to take your case and analyze your case in order to adjudicate the possibility for this type of visa, is basically looking for broad benefits flowing from your work as a professional in your field that extends beyond your immediately clients or employer. So it's not enough that you say, okay, I'm going to be hired maybe in the future. I'm going to apply a job application. I'm going to send a job application to American Airlines, to Delta, or something like that is not enough. Okay, something that advances the field as a whole or has significant positive spillover effects is better, is for national importance. I just would like to work in the United States of America. That's not enough neither. Simply stating that I am a pilot and would like to work in the US will not be sufficient to meet the matter of the NSR, which is the case that we take in order to satisfy the basic elements to apply for this type of visa. That case requires that one's proposal endeavor, so your proposal endeavor, your argument, have a substantial merit and national importance. Again, we emphasize in the national importance aspect. Because the short age of pilots, that's another argument that maybe we hear about it. It is not enough. Again, is not a good argument alone by itself. That is not a good case. If you are just arguing that aspect, you have to argue more than that. In fact, recently USCIS has providing decisions about this type of cases, and they have been denied. Why? Because in those cases, the person or the applicant argue, for example, that, okay, for example, I propose to contribute to the significant short age as a pilot in the United States by proposing to work as a pilot in the U.S. commercial career, like a Delta, United States, United American Airlines, United, FedEx, UPS, etc. The pilot argued that the United States had significant pilot short age and that the airline industry was critical to the nation's economic growth in its role of facilitating commerce and trade. That is not enough. This agency decision was as follows. But, one pilot offering to work in American Airlines, for example, would help in fact, significantly way to address this labor shortage and produce the economic benefits delivered by the industry as a whole. However, in determining national importance, the relevant question is not the importance of the industry or profession in which you or the individual will work, but the specific work the foreign national proposes to undertake. In this case, in that case that I am talking about, the specific work was to offer a pilot's general piloting services to an airline. That is not enough. Unfortunately, the decision was denied. This didn't rise to the level of national importance because it was not satisfying that important element. Your case may be denied if you are arguing like that. Also, in the case that I mentioned before, the AAO, which is the appeals in this federal agency, determined that the petitioner in the same case teaching, for example, as a pilot instructor, activities didn't rise to the level of having national importance because they will not impact the field more broadly. The impact is that you are going to spread this benefit throughout not only your company or your small business, but also is going to be of national importance. That's very important. But a good case may be, for example, to have an effective statement. I have an advanced and specialized piloting skills and I propose to develop instruction packages for American flight students and help them to develop their skills in more efficient and effective manner, which will increase the base level of competence of American pilots and help more students to enter the workforce more quickly. That's a good argument, and that's going to be a good case. But in combination with the national importance argument too, which is going to be a good case. A petitioner, for example, who has exceptional abilities in the field of aviation and who has developed some programs, which in turn has your original authorship and intellectual property, and who has received recognition throughout the field for your specific work, may make a good argument too. That you entered the United States to widely disseminate your unique knowledge because you have recognitions for that. You have been developing this program for many years maybe, and you have an structured course too. This will be a good argument and will show that you have an advanced ability and advanced degree too for the U.S. aviation industry as a whole. This is of national importance again. So a good case, so therefore, the fact that the petitioner offers original and highly valuable skills, knowledge, and intellectual property for the benefit of the U.S. piloting field as a whole, combined with the shortage of pilots argument in the United States, and importance of the piloting industry for commerce and national security reasons, can demonstrate a persuasive argument that it will be in the national interest to invite the petitioner to work in the United States, so those skills can be shared more widely. So that's very important. That's a good case. So, but always I mention it that if you are a pilot and and you have the skills for that, in order for you to obtain a green card, be sure to consult an experienced lawyer, a licensed lawyer here in the United States, who can provide you an informed assessment. You can have a consultation with that lawyer, like for example in our law firm here in Miami. And then you will have realistic chances, realistic analysis in order to know if you have a good case to apply for this particular EB-2 national interest waiver visa. And also you are going to have during that consultation, if you don't apply for that particular case, for that particular visa, you may have other options. Maybe you can explore other options depending on your specific circumstances or skills. Wow, this is a very good case for you. This is a very good opportunity. Thank you so much again for being here in our YouTube channel. Please thumbs up to this particular video because it can be a good video for you, or a good opportunity for you to develop maybe your possibility to apply for the green card here in the United States. Maybe later in 5 years you are going to be a U.S. citizen, and you can bring your entire family, your spouses, or maybe also your children younger than 21 years old. So this was your immigration lawyer here from Miami, Luis Victoria. Please thumbs up to this video, as I mentioned before. And don't forget, you have to keep persistent and with positive attitude all the time in order for you to reach the American dream. Thank you so much again for being here in our YouTube channel. See you next time.